episode of Headlocks and Happy Hour podcast, live here from Wrestling Watering Hole with Mark Scheck, our co-host Joe Scheck, who is still not with us. He's not looking for Mr. Lakefield this week. He is enjoying the Memorial Day weekend in his estate in Wildwood, New Jersey. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Thanks to all our veterans, everyone out there. Thanks for all you've done for us, and we hope you have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. That Memorial Day, summer 2026 is here, fellas. Cheers to that. Cheers. Let's get it up here. All right. Joseph is drinking Ultra tonight.
What are you drinking, Chris?
I'm doing my first ever Miller Genuine Draft. I think first time I ever had this. Pretty good. I'll probably be switching soon. I did have Kryptonite, which I know why Superman doesn't have this, because two of them would be on my ass. Mark, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking New Belgium Citradel. They actually don't make it anymore, but it discontinued this year, but it's pretty good.
Beautiful.
Hazy IPA, yeah.
That's great. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, if you subscribe, all 20. I think, how many do we have now this Memorial Day weekend?
I think we're up to like 22 or 23.
22
YouTube,
subscribers.
22 subscribers. But the big news is we are on Spotify.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't check your podcast via YouTube, you can actually download us on Spotify and follow us. We have audio episodes now, all episodes 1 through 4. We're gaining some traction on there. So appreciate everyone using it. Again, if you come across YouTube page and Spotify, please like, follow, and subscribe. It helps us kind of, offer the cool guests that we have planned coming up.
Yes, it does. And we got merch, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The beautiful Mark is sporting Headlocks and Happy Hour hats.
Yeah. Shout out to Essentials Customs in Roxborough for helping us out with the merchandise.
We've got some shirts coming up.
Yeah.
If you want to buy them, let us know.
Yeah, we're legit.
All the money goes to us.
Fully legit now.
Also, I have to apologize to people who do know I am a comedian, but I am not trying to look like Fluffy. It's just the look that I have because I am sporting my new Danhausen Hawaiian shirt for Memorial Day and for the summer. This will be the shirt of the summer for me. I'll get a lot of chicks. A lot of chicks with this shirt. You don't know my thing in my hand every weekend again.
Are you going to do the whole thing with the girls? Like if they don't pick you up?
You are cursed. That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right, folks. A lot of things have happened since we last met in the Watering Hole, where we talked about Hulk Hogan's amazing documentary. We're going to start off with the Backlash pay-per-view. It's in the bag now. We weren't around for Backlash. We are going to try and have some pay-per-view pre-shows if we can. Backlash, a lot of things happened. Danhausen fought in was this his first pay-per-view match fighting?
Yeah.
It was his first pay-per-view match.
First pay-per-view match. A lot of people were a little disappointed because he was teasing some clone. He was going to bring out somebody, and it turned out to be another little person. We love the little people. I love The Wizard of Oz. Big fan of a lot of little people movies. But I think they might be going a little bit to the same well. I hope. My worry is that they're going to spoil, they're going to ruin Dan. I don't want to ruin Danhausen. What do you think about the whole mini Housens?
I thought when it happened, I thought it was funny. I definitely worry about them going to the well
right?
too fast. With that said, like kind of going down the Danhausen rabbit hole, like it seems like he's been doing the comedy piece for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
He's even got, like, for those of you who go down the rabbit, he's got a YouTube cooking channel, which is pretty entertaining.
It's phenomenal.
If you want to know how to make a Shirley Temple, he'll show you how. So I do think, like, the comedy thing, like, I think his exposure is interesting. But anytime like that, like, you do worry about being overexposed.
Yeah.
Be curious to know, like, once he goes past the Miz and stuff, like, who do they have him going next?
Going with it. And I think vignettes are something that I think is his bread and butter. And he is definitely a naturally born comic comedian, very funny. I love the character he's come up with. I love the world he's come up with. And I think there's, as I said, I emailed him. I emailed you, Danhausen, some pretty damn good ideas. I don't know if you looked at them. Probably not. That's fine. They probably went to spam. Joseph, what did you think of Danhausen and the
First of all,
I gotta watch what I say. I don't know how mini house.
I think the greatest thing they did with him right away is put him with the Miz. I think the Miz makes him better.
Yes.
Uh, I don't know
He's a
about
great straight man.
I don't know about the other guy. I mean, whatever. But I was expecting like like a guy from the past to come back. I didn't expect the little people, but you know, first of
Well,
all,
go ahead.
the guy's merchandise is selling out like
That's
crazy.
all
So
that matters.
he's doing something right. So I guess you stick with works, and I guess that's what they're doing with it.
And that's all that matters is the merchandising, really. That's what they really
Yeah.
want. This guy apparently is number two. I don't know who number one is. Roman, I don't know who number one is, but he's apparently number two, and that's the name of the game: is selling the merch to the kids. I did not get this from WWE Shop. Don't sue. I'm not going to say the company, but it's a lot cheaper, and it feels very, 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 very good. Quality. It's very, very quality. It's got the Danhausen on there. I tried to wear it to a family function, and my mom said I could not. She said, "You're not embarrassing me again at a family function." We're still getting over the Kamala Hawaiian shirt I wore out. But to a wedding. But yeah, I think Danhausen's future's bright. I just don't want him to overexpose him. You know, as a comedian who's had the same act since I was 12, I don't get so overexposed. I do different places, but he's on TV every week, so you got to, you know, just hopefully they don't ruin him. I don't think they will. They have to other comics, I think, but that was a different era, different time. But we love Danhausen. We just hope it keeps going. Joey, I put you on this because I want to know a little more about this because I'll be honest with you. It's all dribs and drabs of backlash. Did not see the whole thing. Now, John Cena obviously retired, as wrestlers do, from in-ring work, but he's still going to be involved in WWE, which I think is great. I love John Cena. But Joe, what is this tournament now? You come up with a new tournament. What's
Well,
that about?
John went to Triple H, and this is all his idea. So he came out and said, if it fails, it's on him. They're gonna bring in guys from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They were going to use the guys from LGFO, I think it is, but they're not going to use them now. The way it works is if like a Cody Rhodes beats like a Ricky Saints, and down the road they'll do a poll, and if Ricky Saints polls number one, they'll give him another chance in the tournament. So we'll see how it works, but apparently the matches are going to be like a span of 3 to 4 months, and then they're going to do a pay per view. So I don't know how that's going to work, but
Yeah, that's
that,
what I'm confused about because so say the one guy wins and the other guy loses. If the audience wants the loser guy, he gets back in it.
yeah, he gets another shot.
Another shot. So how
It's
many
going to be
times
like
can the audience do that?
a poll at the end, I guess. Like because it's going to be so long that I think in the middle of it they might have a poll to say, these are the guys who lost originally. Like I don't know, like AEW kind of does a tournament like this. They have records and stuff, and
Yeah.
it might be a record thing where they bring a guy back in, and but I know it's going to be like a 3 to 4 month thing, and then they'll have the pay per view. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I do know that I don't know when the pay per view is going to be. No one knows, but that's how the rules are now.
What
So
do you think? I think it could be. It's different. It's different than anything I've ever done that I know of. But I think it's going to get a little confusing with the fans being able to bring the guy back. I mean, I don't get that. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously like it's something new they're trying. I think it's probably getting some of their fan base exposed to NXT, right? And some of the new guys that may not watch NXT. I kind of too thought I wasn't following completely the rules, but it's wrestling. They always kind of react on the fly, so um, it'll be interesting.
No, I like that too. I never thought about that. But yes, NXT. Anytime you can get the younger guys exposed to a bigger platform, and
Absolutely.
there's nothing bigger than John Cena sponsoring something and it coming back and being this huge thing. So
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see what the John Cena is. It the John Cena Invitation? What's it called, Joe? You know, the Cena. as our colleague Mr. Lakefield would call it, the Xena Invitational. He called it the Xena Fruity Pebbles Invitational. And I said, Mr. Not that. That's not what it's called. Don't ever call it again. But yeah, so that was him. Oh God, that's him. I'm not answering it. I'm not answering Mr. Lakefield right now. I know he's going to have a lot to say later on. I don't know when he's coming home. He's going to have a lot to say. We'll just keep it on moving here. The main event, the big main event that night. We're going to talk about this a little later when we talk about Raw. Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns. I like the way this ended. I don't think Jacob should have won right away. I like the way that Roman's, because I like what they're doing now. At first, I'm like, I want Jacob Fatu because I love the Samoan Werewolf. I think he's great. And his potential's now, I think, through the roof. Because I foresee something coming that could be really, really good with him that we'll talk about. But I think not having him win right away and having Roman beat him to continue this feud is the way to go. What do you think, Marcus?
I know, I agree, right? Especially where Roman just got the title back at WrestleMania. I think you need to have his run and keep building it up. I also like the Samoan Werewolf. I think I like the promos that he's done so far. And I like where they're going with that. I'm assuming they're probably aiming to some type of SummerSlam build-up. But I do hope, really like that they kind of carry it through to like WrestleMania of next year, right? Like, I think there's a lot to do with that storyline, right? Where you have a bunch of guys going a lot of different directions.
Yes. Joe, what do you think? Are you a Samoan Werewolf fan?
I like Jacob, but I think I love Reigns. I love how Reigns is playing this.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
Because
it's too soon for Jacob to be the champion.
Yes, way too soon. I agree with Mark there. I think
Is it as soon? I remember before we started, you said you thought it was too soon for a woman to be president. Do you feel that same way about Fatu?
Yeah,
he did not say that. I'm only kidding. That's a Marty Short line. I had to throw that in there.
No, but that's going to be a clip. We're going to rage bait clips.
I'm only teasing everybody.
But
I'm going to do my best CNN and edit that in a way that doesn't seem like it's true.
But I do think Mark's right, though. I think if they let this go out a year, it's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah. You say Mark be right. Got to be a big clip.
Yeah.
But I think Heyman's going to get involved in this somehow.
Well, you got to have him involved.
Yeah.
He's the perfect. Oh,
yep.
All right. Let's let him on right now because he's going to keep pinging in. Here he comes. All right, Mr. Lakefield, go ahead. Go ahead.
I see once again Thomas J. Lakefield is being bothered by the Smarks. Everybody wants to know about Thomas J. Lakefield, but I don't want to say anything. I want to speak on a few topics. Topic number one, Mr. Television Announcer. You and your sidekick, Mark Scheck, seem to have a loose cannon on your hands. A Mr. Joseph Scheck. For what my people tell me, his greatest accomplishment, he was the stunt double for Bruce Willis in Die Hard 1 and 2. Now, your thousands of subscribers have hired this man to find my secret enclave in Moldavia? Not going to happen, brother. The Eastern European countries are behind me 1,000%. So let's forget about where I come from, Mr. Mark Scheck. Now, my second problem with this program is that Netflix, which I dumped 65% of my stock because of this show, had a show on about, I can't even say it, Hulk, Hogan. I won't even give the man the respect to say his name. He sold everything out for the training, the prayers, the vitamins, the little kids. Well, Mr. Lakefield, I eat them for dinner. Prayers, vitamins. That don't get you nowhere. And you had the nerve to dig up my twin brother. I'll give you credit that you found the man. I'll give you credit. Because I banished him years ago. I put him on the shelf. Running around like Fruity Pebbles. All yellow and red. Telling the little kiddies to train, say your prayers, take your vitamins. While all the time he was cheating. Taking the easy way out, brother. What you gonna do when the Hulkster's running wild on you? My twin brother got bought hook, line, and sinker on that. Now, I'm so upset that I'm leaving without even answering a question. Maybe if you gentlemen treat me properly in the future. No. I've decided. Why? Why should I let your subscribers lose out? This Saturday night's main event. No main event for me. I've been there 1,000 times before. I've seen it all. I've done it all. All I do is make millions. But I just want everybody to remember one thing before Saturday night's main event. Just remember this.
Ultravia is over. How about getting your foot off my shoulder?
That's who I got working with me. People like that, brother. Okay? Over. Okay, brother? That's all we want to choose to know. Now, Saturday night's main event is right around the corner. I want to talk to you about the time Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, went up against Hulk Hogan. The rivalry was so intense. Hogan and Mr. Wonderful were like brothers. Brothers. They shared the bread from the same table. They were brothers from another mother. But then Mr. Wonderful, he got jealous. He got jealous. And I agree with him. Because while Mr. Wonderful was doing all the work, this HH person was getting all the credit. So what did Mr. Wonderful do? He took matters into his own hands and hit him with the big clothesline. I was there. I saw the spit come right out of Hogan's mouth. See, I even mentioned his name. It makes me mad. But as they were both going to each opposite corner, as they were coming down the sides, the only one reason why Hulk Hogan won, if you check the tape, Hulk Hogan is 74 and 1/2 inches tall. Mr. Wonderful is only 71 inches tall. When they dropped, Hogan's foot fell 3 1/4 inches faster to the ground than Mr. Wonderful. But after this HH guy went around telling all his stories, all Paul Orndorff did was chew gum and kick ass. And he's all out of gum. Fade to black.
You know, talk about a lack of respect for his own brother, his own twin brother, who took the time. You know, we didn't find him. He heard we were going to be doing the Hulkamania thing. He contacted us last week. And we told Mr. Lakefield that his brother would be on. And he said he wanted nothing to do with it. You guys are brothers. You guys fight like this? Or is this Derby
Yeah.
season wild when you're here? Jeez, well, this is just like. And Joe, I didn't know you were a stunt double for Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I mean, that's yeah.
I didn't know that either. I love that though.
Die Hard came out 85, I think. So,
And
yeah.
Mr. Lakefield, he is in, and I, Joe, we appreciate you going out to try and find him in Boldavia, where the hell it was you were last week. But it must be a real big time because Saturday night's main event was last night, Mr. Lakefield.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
coming up, but you probably saw it's probably late getting to Boldavia, wherever it is.
I do, yeah. That time difference probably throws him off. I do think we should probably ramp up the search for him. Yeah. Maybe I'll create some missing posters and we'll subscribe to send it out to the thousands of subscribers to this platform.
Well, listen.
See if we can track down where Mr. Lakefield is.
We are going to have a legend on this show eventually. And Mr. Lakefield keeps. We might have this legend try and pay him a visit, show him what it's like. We might pay him a little extra to make maybe show Mr. Lakefield, pay Mr. Lakefield a little visit. So, we got him out of the way early this week, and but he did bring up a good, interesting. That was one of my favorite Saturday Night main events with Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, and Hulk Hogan. Do you remember that? Do you remember that main event? They climbed over the cage, and who dropped first?
Yeah,
and it was obviously Hogan because he was taller. But yeah, I mean, what the hell? I don't know. Anyway, Hulk Hogan won. That's the bottom line, Mr. Lakefield. You can't rewrite history, and we'll talk to you next week or whatever the hell it is. We got more to talk about today in today's world. He's still hooked on Andre the Giant. And too much to talk about. We're going to dive out of WWF. We're going to go in from one villain to another villain. Very hated villain in AEW. Hated, depending on who you talk to. A lot of people love this guy. In MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Who I believe to be, and I will say this, I believe he is, I say bad guy, I don't say heel, but I'll say heel for this. I think he's one of the greatest heels around today, right now. Mostly because I think part of it is really an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, they always say that your character, right, is you amped up to like a certain persona. So I definitely, I would agree.
So Mark, you're the one that turned me on to this interview. Who did the interview? And tell them where they can see it.
He did the interview with Ara Helwani this week on Ara Helwani's program, and he told one of the questions that he was asked about how close he was coming to WWE, right, and choosing AEW, and his response I thought was interesting because he talks about wanting to be part of the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, right, and wanting to do that in AEW. Right, so I thought that was an interesting response. So let me say this, right? If this ever gets traction, I think MJF is a fantastic bad guy. I think his mic skills are tremendous. I thought in part of that interview, he talks about like Bret the Hitman Hart and Shawn Michaels, and I think he's right. Shawn Michaels is definitely the better wrestler. At this point, it seems to be the better human being too. But Bret Hart is just a bitter man. But I guess what was odd to me is he talked about, I guess, and I get it. He works for AEW, and this is not a shot against AEW or going for your goals or that. But I think he compares. I think when he talks about his legacy and being part of Mount Rushmore, it's hard as a fan for me to think, putting the fan hat on, right? It's hard to think, like, how do you become one of the greatest ever just staying in AEW? And this is not a knock to AEW or anything, but when we're in Philadelphia. When WWE comes into town, they go to the Xfinity Center, formerly Wells Fargo. When AEW comes in, they go to Liacouras Center on Temple, right? There's a significant crowd difference there, right?
Very.
Most of the guys in AEW are, some of their main event guys are at the tail end of their career. Sting, Edge, Christian, and I love Christian. Daniel Bryan, right? So I look at that and I go, listen, like, it's hard for me to say, it's hard as a fan to hear that you're trying to be part of the Mount Rushmore when you're ultimately going to be the big fish in a small pond, right? Why would you not want to come to WWE and kind of see what you got, right? Like even Cody Rhodes is the perfect example of AEW. Like go to AEW, show you can be a star, and then come back here to do it. But like to compare the two products, it's like I don't. It's like, hey, I want to be the best AAA baseball player ever, and compare me to some of the major league guys. I just thought it was. I thought it was kind of tone deaf to like where, using those two organizations. Like I know AEW is their rival, but it's like watching NFL and then watching arena football. It's not the same product.
No. Joe, what do you think about?
Mark was a little nicer than I will be. Uh, to talk about legacy, let's be honest with everybody. I don't know. AEW, he wrestled a guy that have a storyline for 1 month, and that's it. Another thing is, every Wednesday night, there's no storyline. It's just like you go out and wrestle him, you go out and wrestle him. And I mean, yes, he is the greatest bad guy probably around right now. But like the WWE, let's be honest, is the cream of the crop. I mean, no matter what you say, he came out and said they had the better wrestling. He never said they had the better storylines. He just said they had the better wrestling. And I think wrestling now is storyline and wrestling. It's not just one or the other. So I don't think you can say that your legacy is going to be one of the best if you don't try to be in the best company. And
When you can,
yeah,
he can, but to me, it's different because you can just about say whatever you want in AEW. I think it might be a little easier to be a bad guy in AEW than it can
yeah,
be because you have a lot of corporations in WWE. You're not going to be able to say what you want in WWE.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to curse and say all the things that you say. You're probably not going to be able to do what he does at meet and greets. And it's a prime example. I'll bring this up because I'm bitter about it, and he's a douche. Bubba Dudley, I talk about. I was a big fan until that one day, like I said, I met him at a bar, TNA. I bought him a drink. I was way away from him. He came over, stared me down, sat down, no thank you, no nothing. And he was in TNA at the time, and I emailed TNA, not that they listened, but I said, you guys can't even fill the Liacouras Center, and your wrestlers are treating fans like this. Because when I went to the show, which I did that next night, one whole half, and we know if you go to Temple University, if you can't fill that place, I mean, as a wrestling, and they had Hogan and Flair on the card, and the half of the thing was not full at all. And you got guys treating fans like this, like shit. Then I go to WWE, and I'm sitting ringside, and he's with Devon, and he comes out of the ring and he's thanking everybody, high-fiving everybody, like he's the greatest guy in the world. It was the biggest, you're a douche. Just say you're a douche, which he has come out and said he's a douche, so I do appreciate that. But, I guys like that, guys like MJF, I appreciate the character. I appreciate you being a great bad guy. My biggest problem with MJF is, I didn't see the whole interview. I saw some of it, but he puts himself on Mount Rushmore ahead of Hogan, which made me really laugh. But also, going aside from that, guys like Bubba Ray, guys like MJF, they just don't seem like the good people. Like I've seen them at autograph signings, treat fans like total garbage. Now Bubba Ray, I saw him treat kids nicely. That was like MJF giving little kids the finger.
Yeah.
Like to me, you're not gonna be able to do that in WWE. And to me, it's a cheap heat, I guess. But it's just to me, if that's my kid and you're doing that to my kid, I'm getting arrested. I'm no tough guy, but if you do that to my kid, I'm getting arrested.
Yeah,
I'm going after you. So I just think, I will say this. I will give him credit for this. That was the first interview I've ever seen him do where he was kind of out of character, and it was nice to see. I actually thought he seemed cool. Not that he gives a shit what I think. I'm a nobody, and no one cares about it, and I don't really care what they think either. But bottom line is, I think, as Mark said, as Joey said, you're not going to go if you have that much star power, can go there. Not everybody can make it there, but if you can go there and you don't, but then you're going to say you're going to be the greatest of all time, in one area doing one thing where it's easier to be a bad guy and easier to say whatever you want to get the heat. But you won't go to the place that is the proving ground for the greatest of all time. Then are you the greatest of all time? If I, can bring it around to that. And that's the darkest I'm going to get. Because I'll tell you what, I love positivity on the Headlocks and the Happy Hour. Buy the merch. And I wish them both the best. I think they're both amazing talents. MJF and Bubba Ray, I went in a circle there, but I'm still butthurt. But yeah, I just think to me it's you're, as Joey says, Mark said, you can't be the greatest unless you go can do it all and do if you go to WWE, MJF, you're not going to be able to be the MJF.
Yeah, I think if we were to sit down and say, like, who do we think is a Mount Rushmore? Every one of those guys at some point was in WWE. Every one of those guys. I'm going to put Flair. Flair was in WWE.
Flair's up there.
Right? Hogan, Andre, Austin, right? And then, so that's the part where for him to compare AEW to, AEW, WWE, they're going to be the greatest. You're at the Leah Core Center, right? Like, you can't. Yeah. It's you're night and day different.
And he's great, and we're not putting.
And I'm not putting it down. I think like.
And you should think you have. I love the fact that he has that much confidence in himself. They all do. I have a little bit of a side thing because I don't like when you treat people like shit, but especially people that pay to see it. But so that I had a little beat. That answered none of that question, but I just had that beat. But I forget where I was even going. But the bottom line is, I think he's great at what he does. The guy is one of the top heels in the business. But I'd like to try and see what he could do in WWE.
Yeah, I think, I should say, I think, he's definitely one of your top big guys today. His mic skills are fantastic.
Out of the charts, he's unbelievable.
I would love
Great
to.
talent.
I would love to see him on the main stage. I think, and what I would say as a fan is I don't think as a fan you can be considered in the Mount Rushmore until you face the elite talent, right? Until you, are in the mix for headlining a WrestleMania. I couldn't name one AEW pay-per-view.
No.
Right? Like, I couldn't, like... So,
but I honestly think that's what's crazy. I honestly think he could.
I agree. I think he's selling himself short. I think he would be a fantastic bad guy.
I'm going to go the other way, too. I'm going to give him props, too, because there's something to say about loyalty. There is something to say about loyalty. And when I look at it from that perspective, as I'm thinking it, I got to get my hats off to him because that company did make you. That company made you. And if you want to stay, I'm going the other way. Now I'm thinking about it. Now I kind of get it. That company did make you, and you're showing love to that company, and that's a pretty damn good, noble thing. If you really think about it in that perspective, that's good. That's a really good thing. So MJF, I love you, man. I think you're great. I totally turned back. MJF, stay where you are. Who gives a shit? We all love you.
Time for a second.
Well, it's great because I can say this about them. You guys can't say nothing about me that I haven't said 2 feet in front of the mirror to myself. So you can all criticize me all you want. Mark, get me a. Let me get another one of them. You have one of them or no? MVDs? Yeah, I'll try another one of them. We'll keep that going. Anyway, it's interesting to see. Like I said, MJF. Anytime even if I've been switching through the channels. And I see he's going to be on, I do stop and watch because the guy is entertaining as hell. The minute I hear his music come out, and I do think he has a great future. Not only, I'm going to go another way. Not only as a wrestler, I thought he did a hell of a good job at Happy Gilmore too.
He did.
I think he was one of the best in it. How about that? I thought he was one of the best in it. So, MJF, just stop flipping kids off, will you? All right, now to another person who was very controversial. And the first time I saw him, I said, Joey, who is this guy? And Joey loved him. Maybe on his way back to WWE, the certified G, bona fide stud, Enzo Amore, maybe headed back to WWE. And I, for one, am actually kind of psyched because I kind of like the dude now. I met him at a convention. He was selling boxer shorts that said Enzo Amore on it, and I appreciate the hustle. I didn't buy him. He tried to get me to buy him, but I didn't. But I appreciate the hustle of selling boxers
What was it?
And I can't-
You're a certified G and you can't beat that.
Yeah, I think it was that actually.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Headlocks and Happy Hour boxers coming out. We'll be selling at conventions too. So, Joe, what do you think about your boy? Maybe
Love it.
back with Big Cass.
Love it. Love it. Think it's
Do
great.
you
I
still have
always,
a shirt? Do you still have a shirt?
yes, I do.
Enzo.
I think he's great.
He's amazing, and you know, it's funny. I just ran into a tape, and this is what makes me get pissed off at some of the fans. I ran into a video of Enzo Amore at a gym. It was a high school gym, and he's doing his thing. And there was comments below with these fans saying, "Man, this guy used to headline, and now look at him. He's doing high school gym." You guys think when they leave WWE, they just go like they have to work? They gotta keep food on the table. That's what they do. And before they get to WWE, what do you think they're doing? They're at high school gyms. They're working their way up. So that guy will make more money at the high school gym than any independent wrestler because people are going to see him. And he's hustling. He's still doing his hustle. You got to keep going. And you guys have never done anything, so you know. But, you're trying to make your way back to the top, and it looks like he's going to, Mark. What do you think about that?
Yeah. First off, I would say, like, people that need to make themselves look bad by other people, by making other people bad, like, they're the scum of the earth, right?
Yeah.
They're, in the words of, whatchamacallit, like, Little Snuff, like, they're bed bugs.
The Little Snuff. Explain to the people who Little Snuff is.
Little Snuff and Skinny Joey. Great cheesesteak place in South Philadelphia.
South Philly cheesesteaks.
So, yeah.
Oh, my God. Skinny Joey's.
June 2nd, Wildwood, New Jersey.
They're coming to Wildwood, New
June
Jersey.
2nd, yeah, June
Snuff
2nd.
and Joey. We have to make this a clip. Snuff and Joey, Headlocks, and Happy Hour. We're coming for you. Wildwood, New Jersey. We'll be there in August. Can't wait.
We don't like Pats either. And the Rats. But, yeah.
Well,
It's a kid-friendly show, so I can't say it the way you
can't
guys
say it,
do.
but you know what? We love you, and
Yeah.
we love your cheesesteaks. Not making me any skinnier. I know that.
Delicious.
Oh, my God, the best. So, Mark, what do you think about the Certified G?
Oh, dude, I love the
Certified
certified G.
stuff.
Why was a certified G early on?
His
He
son,
was.
Yeah, he
his
was.
son, Wyatt, who will be a guest eventually
Why
on
will
the
be
show.
a guest? But yeah, no, I think it's great, dude. I listen. I love the second chances. I thought it was entertaining the first time around. I thought it was kind of like a sign of the times from kind of get pulled up in the cancel culture. Hopefully, at some point in history, we kind of look back at it as cancel culture is stupid. But yeah, I'm excited. Like, I hope the rumor's true. I hope he comes back. Again, like, I think he came back, like, he in the back room, he brushes through Danhausen. Like, how great would that be?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I hope Big Cass comes with him. So yeah,
Big Cass, a shout out to Big Cass. That guy went through some troubles, got himself clean, came back, and is doing better than ever. And
His contract is up tomorrow night.
huh?
His contract is up Saturday night.
Saturday night, his contract's up. So last night it would be, Joe. This is remember, Joe. This is Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, last night.
Remember, Joe. It's Sunday today.
Yeah.
Come on, Joe. That brings us to. Anyway, I hope you come back because I can't wait to see it. And
Ooh, sneeze. Thank
that brings us to our recap for Monday Night Raw. This past Monday, it was go home show for Saturday night's main event that happened last night, and that was a great show last night. We're not going to get into it, but it was great. Look, I got to bring up because this is some guy no one talks about, and every week I watch him, and I think he's great. What do you guys think of Adam Pearce?
Oh,
as a
great.
GM?
Oh, he's fantastic GM. I think both of those guys. I think both their GMs are fantastic. But yeah, Adam Pearce is fantastic.
I love the way he comes off, the way he really is invested in the company, and the way he gets angry at them, and he's going to do this and do that. And I just think the whole way he carries himself, he might be the greatest GM they've had in a long time. What do you think of Adam Pearce, John?
I love Adam Pearce. Always did. I think
and
he's.
he does a hell, and he don't get enough credit. No one really talks about it, but Adam Pearce, I think, is they got to keep him around because he's tremendous.
Guy was like real quick. A fun fact that I learned today. I was listening to the Stephanie McMahon podcast where Triple H interviewed her before she went in the Hall of Fame. Did you guys know the history of Georgie Animal Steel?
Well, I knew what he was.
You know, he was a history teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, and he
And
took,
a coach.
and he's wrestling in the summer. He took his summer off.
Yep, he wrestled in the summer.
How fantastic!
And
is
the
that?
greatest part was people would come up. You never do that?
No.
People would come up to him and say, Mr. I forget his real name, Mr. Myers. I think his name was George Myers.
Yeah.
And the kids were Mr. And they'd have the wrestling magazine. Is that you? He said, "Oh, I look that ugly." He would never admit it was him.
Yeah.
That played him, but he was a coach and a history teacher.
Yeah.
Nice. Remember that? Mine.
President Bader, history teacher.
Apparently, the tongue was like a candy thing that he would eat to get his.
Well, what happened was, and we'll love this on Happy Hour and Headlocks, is he had a few drinks before the match. And he was like, "Oh shit, I stink like booze." So he put mints in, and it made his tongue green, and that's how he became the animal, George Steele. Great, God rest his soul. He was a legend.
I just thought that was an interesting fun fact. Yeah.
Raw was shocking to me because Oba Femi came out for his challenge. The lights went out, and Brock Lesnar returned after his retirement, and Paul Heyman ugly cried all the way up the aisle. Now Lesnar's back. He's back already.
Fantastic.
What do you guys' thoughts on this? I have some thoughts, but
So I think it's first off, for those people mad about being retired, every wrestler is on a retirement tour. They're going to retire multiple times. Take that away. I don't think Lesnar ever actually said he retired. Everybody said he did. There had been a rumor going in that that was his last WrestleMania and that he was planning on retiring at SummerSlam because that was his debut. Either way, I think it's absolutely great. I think one of the best businessmen ever in wrestling is Brock Lesnar. They probably, maybe he did retire and they offered him a boatload of money to come back and he took it. Good for the guy, dude. He likes to cook. He likes to hunt. He doesn't like people, so he lives in the middle of nowhere in Canada. But I think it's great. And I love my boy Oba. I saw a meme video the other day about a softball coach, but that how he's going to this field. So I'm going to try that on the field. So if you're up in Roars for this weekend, you hear about the coach doing that. That's me.
don't have five.
So yeah.
Joey, what do you think about the return of the Beast?
I don't know. I thought it'd be.
Joey sounds very excited.
I mean, look, I don't know how it went down. I don't know. But I just think if he knew this was going to happen, why would they have Obi Femi just beat the balls off him at WrestleMania? If you knew this was going to happen.
Well, maybe it was a swerve. I don't know. But maybe what I'm thinking is, are they? I don't know. I don't know the ticket numbers, and I can't imagine they are because they don't do many shows like this. I mean, they do shows in Italy, but is Clash in Italy having trouble selling tickets, and they need to bring a big star back? Did they fire too many people, and they don't have a lot of stuff? I mean, because right now there's only a couple matches on Clash in Italy, right?
Yeah.
3?
Brock just won an Italy vacation as part of what everything goes.
Could be. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, he called him, and everyone thought that, I think he just messed the name up, but everyone thought they changed his name because people are. But yeah, we get Oba Femi Lesnar 2 at Clash in Italy coming up on the 31st, May 31st. Do we know what we're doing that day, Mark? Is there a plan yet or not? We don't know yet.
We're waiting for Kids Force to come out.
We are waiting for our agents, Caroline and Matt, Wyatt, to figure out what's going on. Once our people and our producer, Caroline and Wyatt, let us know, we may have a pre-show for Clash in Italy.
Absolutely.
Not guaranteed. So
one of the hosts have already asked for a menu that day. So yeah.
Yes, we did. It's Italian, so we want Italian food. Mark wants to make burgers, so does Joey. Then he get my Italian theme. Mark said he might make an Italian burger, whatever the hell that is. I still might bring a pizza just for the whole Italy thing.
There you go.
But we'll see. But it's going to be a great night. Now, we're going to get to the next order of business, and this is what I wanted to bring up about Jacob Fatu. So Roman Reigns beats him. Jacob Fatu comes out to acknowledge him, so they thought, on Monday night, and beats the shit out of everybody, and then he gets beat up. Pierce wants to fire him. I think this has the makings of another Stone Cold Steve Austin character, where you never know where he's going to show up. And this is what got me really into Stone Cold, when he's outside the building. We don't know how he's going to get in. Is he going to? And he's going after McMahon. Then he's going to shoot McMahon with a bow and arrow. You never knew what the hell was going to happen. And I think this has the makings of that type of storyline with the werewolf. What do you guys think? What do you think, Mark?
No, I do. I hope. Yeah, that would be a great idea. Yeah, I mean, I think I said earlier. I think there's a ton of ways that they can go with this. All of which I think are exciting. But yeah, like yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool if they kind of played the Stone Cold, making Adam Pearce somewhat of a Vince McMahon type of guy. Yeah, that would. Yeah,
And Pierce could pull it off. I think. What do you think, Joe?
I think that'd be a great idea. I think, especially giving Pierce a little more stuff to do, that would be great. I mean,
you think
Pierce
Pierce
is
is working on your fire?
Yeah, I think he might be working that up. As long as he's not working on.
Well,
We'll stop. Go there.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think what I loved about Stone Cold is Stone Cold was really the first hero that wasn't a hero. He was not good. He was not bad. He was neutral. And I think Fatu, that's what the Samoan werewolf should be. Totally neutral. Excuse me. And just come in and just beat the hell out of everyone. You never know where he's going to pop up. Family turmoil with the Samoans. I just think it's got the makings of an unbelievable storyline that can last, as you said, a year, all the way to the next.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where that runs, and I'm very excited to that. On to our next person, we're going to talk about some new people that we haven't talked about. Do you guys believe in Joe Hendry?
Oh, I do. Yes.
You believe in Joe? Do you believe in Joe Hendry?
absolutely.
Say his name. Say his name. And
He
he appears.
appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. All right, no one's clapping. All right.
His
I
new
think the guy's
song's
great. I
better.
don't know where they're going to go with him, though. I'll be honest with you. Now he's doing an album.
Well,
I
the
thought
new
he had
song's
potential.
better.
Huh?
His new song is better. Can we fire love?
Yeah, Joe, sing it. Let's hear your voice, Joe.
No,
Everyone shut up. Let's hear Joe's voice.
no, I'm good.
All right.
Tenor in 8th grade choir.
Shout out to Mary Foresta. Joe Sheck, your best singer. He's a star now, so get his autograph while you can. He's on Headlocks and Happy Hour. Getting ripped down the shore. All right, so Joe Hendry, we really think. I don't know where they're going to go with Joe Hendry. I hope they continue him. I think he's got a great gimmick going, but I just don't know where you go with it from here. I hope you don't get lost in the shuffle. It seems like they had that with Elias, where he's the song and dance guy, who I love.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah.
where do they go? I don't know, because it seems like I guess they'll keep him with Logan Paul now because he's got the song.
Yeah, at some point he's got to wrestle Logan Paul, right?
Yeah.
Is that match official for Clash in Italy yet or no?
I thought Clash in Italy. No, I think there's only 3 matches signed so far for Clash in Italy.
So that means Raw on Monday will be.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll talk about someone who I know Joey loves. We're going to get a little history lesson from Joey on her because I think she's one of my new favorites. I love her finishing move. Sol Ruka. The beautiful, the lovely, the talented Sol Ruka. Joey, what can you tell us about Sol Ruka?
Well, he's only been doing it for 4 years. Keep that in mind. She went on scholarship. She's a gymnast who graduated from Oregon.
Wow. She's a duck.
And she actually wanted to be a stunt double in movies. And that's how the WWE found her.
Wow.
So, and I knew, I used to watch NXT back in the, she's going to be really, really good.
Yeah, she already is
But
amazing.
they have a lot of women right now that will be really, really good. And I know we didn't bring her up, but JCJ from Fatal Attraction, who's now on SmackDown, she's going to be really good.
You just like that movie, Joe, because you like crazy girls. So
You got also another one.
I never had a stalker. I had one.
Also another one, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne
Oh.
Perez is going to be really good.
Roxanne Perez. Yeah, she's gorgeous too. Sol Ruka, what's her finishing move called? I think that's the coolest.
The Soul Snatcher.
Oh my God, the Soul Snatch. What is it? Soul what?
That is the Soul Snatcher. That's what
Soul
she called.
Snatcher. The Soul Snatcher. I mean, sorry. No, our sponsors are going to pull out. No pun intended. Now to Clash in Italy, ladies and gentlemen. Clash in Italy's coming up, and I know Mark is so pumped up because the main event is Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, versus Mark's worst nightmare, Gunther. Mark, who do you have winning this at Clash in Italy?
I got my man Cody Rhodes winning this.
Cody Rhodes.
I like the American Nightmare. It's good to know that Gunther's not a retirement match. I just listen. I did, successful wrestler, great. I don't get the gimmick, dude. I just don't get the, out wrestling. I don't get the gimmicks where it's you're gonna out wrestle you. I just don't like. And to Joey's point earlier, like it's so much more than that. It's cutting promos and this. And,
I think he's a throwback to like the Bruno Sammartino era, where they just walked down with tights and boots.
Yeah.
And they went in the ring and did their thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, that's just not my. That's not my thing. Like I don't like. I like the the pageantry of wrestling.
Yeah. They don't have any. There's no pyrotechnics with him, right? He just goes out. I think that's his thing. Joe, what do you think? You all right? You have neck problems? What's going on there?
No, I am.
He's looking down at the camera.
Yeah.
I think Cody wins. I think Cody wins that match. I was just thinking when Mark was saying that maybe Lesnar was brought back for Gunther to retire him at SummerSlam.
Oh God, I hope not. God,
Yeah. I never thought of that. That's what I was.
This is what I'm thinking. That's the next match we're going to get to is Lesnar or Bafemi.
The 30 people that listen to that, please write the WWE to not make that happen. That would be horrible.
Lesnar or Bafemi, I think Lesnar may win in Italy. And then I think they have the main match in Minneapolis. I think they maybe say, Lesnar says, all right, if I don't win in Minneapolis, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I think Bafemi beats him in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
In his place where he started, where he wrestled.
I agree. I think like this is good. I think Lesnar beats him at Italy, and they're 1-1, and they break the tie at SummerSlam, and Obo retires.
I think it'll be a better match in Italy. I don't think it'll be a squash. I don't either.
I think probably it'll be interference because they're not going to have. They're probably you want to protect Obo's character, right? And his open challenge. You don't want to hurt that where they go with that. So I think Heyman or somebody's going to interfere, or Heyman or something. But yeah.
I think my favorite thing was when Ric Flair's last interview, Nature Boy, that he did. Not his last interview ever, because Flair
still alive.
Shouldn't. Well, whatever. But anyway, his last interview, they said that when Brock Lesnar, man, he got squashed, and Ric Flair goes, yeah, but who would win in a real fight? I'm like, Rick, don't you know the deal, Rick? It's Rick was like saying like, I don't care how big he is, Brock would kill him in a real. Well, we get that, but I mean.
Listen, I love
the show,
I love Ric Flair, but he should be allowed to do interviews after 5 o'clock.
Well, he had his wine. By that point, he was on his wine. Rick, we
just like listen, like we should never be able to do this podcast on Sunday after an Eagles game. Like,
right?
Never.
So
yeah.
No. Yeah. But we love you, Rick, and you're a legend, and you really are. You are the Nate. We love you here. We're not knocking you.
Woo!
We don't want you. We don't want our next not the illness. What am I saying?
Oh, Rick, I would love for you to call me. That'd be fantastic. Go ahead. I'm in for that. But yeah.
And the last one, before we wrap it up, we're going to talk about the main event. Fatu. Of course, we just talked about him. We talked about him a few times today. The Samoan Werewolf versus Roman Reigns. I don't know if that's going to happen. I just think to keep the storyline going, this just goes to a no contest. I think they go all over. I think, I don't know if you have Reigns win again. I don't know. Should you have Reigns win again?
I think you have Reigns win again, but I think there's interference for him to win. I think the Usos get involved for him to win. I think you have to like.
Didn't they kind of get involved though the last time? Got backlash a little bit.
Not really. I mean, they did, but they didn't really.
I don't know. I just think if you beat him too much, you might lose that momentum. You know
no, I mean, there has to be a way where like. Fatu almost has him, and something happens where it flips it, right? So, yeah. But like speaking of Paul Heyman, right? When do you put Heyman back with Roman Reigns? Like, do you do that? Like, yeah.
I'm willing to bet the referee
I
gets.
don't think division needs Paul Heyman with like Braun Breaker and those guys. Like I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I think he's good with Breaker. I still don't think. I think Breaker. We didn't really get to him. Breaker's amazing. That guy's.
No, I
really-
think he's fantastic, but I think he's starting to come out on his own where he's kind of like a wrecking machine, right?
Yeah, but I like somebody there to kind of try and pull the reins in on him.
Because you got to think that's another match they're going to make for Clash of Italy. It's got to be Braun versus Seth Rollins again.
Well, I'm thinking Braun versus Seth Rollins. What about Sol Rukic? Are they fighting a Saturday Night's Main Event? They
She
fought
is fighting
last night.
Becky Lynch. She
They fought last night.
is
Shit,
yeah,
Shit, I shouldn't have brought that up.
yeah.
So we're not real professional here because whatever. Anyway, whoever won, great job. But maybe there's a rematch at Clash at the Castle.
Listen, everybody watches wrestling. You know the gimmick. We film these on Thursdays and we put it on Sunday.
Yeah.
So and you guys all know the
Yeah,
deal.
now you know behind the
You're on the
scenes.
KFAB, and there you go.
Yeah, there you go. I maybe they'll have a rematch at Clash at the Castle, or Clash in Italy. I keep saying Clash at the Castle. Clash in Italy. So we have that. We have Seth and Braun Breaker. I don't know what else is the way. Maybe Logan Paul and.
Well, I'm sure that Paige and Bray will fight
That's
somebody.
Right, women's tag team title. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I think it's going to be. Oh no, it'll be a great event. Clash in Italy. As I think we've also had another great show here, fellas. I'm ready for my go-home shot. We will be in touch again to let you know. We'll probably be making an announcement middle of the week if we are going to go on a live pre-show for Clash in Italy. We do not know yet, but we should know hopefully by midweek. And we can, because I know you're only anticipating, and I know you're like, what are we going to do on Sunday the 31st if they don't do it? If we do it, we'll let you know, and it'll be one hell of a night. And we're all excited about it. We think the future's bright for WWE, for MJF too. This is for you and for all of them. We wish you all the best. Even Bubba Ray, I love you too, pal. God bless you all. See you next time. Clash in Italy is going to be amazing.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.